Hey there, Little Rock Tigers. Hey, I hope you had fun last week with that scavenger hunt that I assigned. Hopefully you did it several times, and I hope you got faster each time you did it. It was just a little fun thing. I know the rain is here, so now we got to find some fun things to do inside. So this week we're going to do two activities. One, we're going to work on some sequencing, and we're going to do an activity called Fitness with Shape Patterns. It's going to look like this, and we're going to talk about that. And your second lesson is going to be a little dance call to the song, Let's Move It, Move It. Okay? All right, so we're going to get moving this week. The first thing I want to talk about is sequencing. And most of you have probably learned all about this when you were in school. If you're in kindergarten, maybe you haven't learned it yet. But otherwise, I bet many of you have already done that, and it's a pattern. So we're gonna start just with colors. Now, our paper has shapes on it, but we're gonna start super easy so I can kind of demonstrate to you what a pattern is. So, as we look at the table, we will have a pattern, and it might start with, we're just doing colors, green. It's pretty far down. So green, and then we might go yellow. Remember I said we're going to keep it simple. So if this is our pattern right now, what would come next? We're just keeping it two colors. Green, and then we would have, what's next? Yellow. What's the next pattern? Sequence? Green. Yep. And then it comes yellow. Okay, now on your paper, the next one might be question mark. What goes next? What would go right here is you have to figure out. And then after that, it might be the next one, yellow. And then green. And then yellow. And then you might get another question mark on your paper. So your job is going to be to figure out what these question marks are, okay? So if we were figuring that out, we would know that this one is going to be a green, and this one is going to be, you got it, another green, all right? So that is a sequence. That's called patterns. Green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green. Well, on our paper, we're gonna do it with shapes. And if you look at the top of the paper, there is an exercise for each and every shape. So let's look at a shape sequence. A shape sequence might start with a square. And we're just going to do two shapes to start with, and then a circle. What do you think is going to come next? Keeping our pattern going, a square, and then what? You got it, a circle. And on your paper, it may show up like this, and then what? A circle, and then a square. Uh-oh, we might get another one of those. A question mark. All right, let's see if we can figure out this pattern, okay? This sequence of shapes. Square, circle, square, circle. You guessed it. It's going to be a square, circle, square. You got it again. Good job. Circle. Now, to make this into a PE activity, we are going to look at the sheet that I've given you. And here's the squares, and here's the circles. So as we look at our thing, our first one we come across is a square. So the square says, do you see that? 20 jumping jacks. So you would then do 20 jumping jacks. When you're all done, you're going to come and see what the next question mark is. And this time, it is a right? So now you are going to do, oh, there it is. Hop on one foot for 10 seconds and then switch. Okay, so you're going to hop on one foot, maybe it's your right foot for 10 seconds, and then switch to your left foot for 10 seconds. All right, that was a pretty easy pattern. Now let's look at a little bit harder one. Okay, so this time we might be using 3 patterns. So maybe this time we're going to go circle, circle, square, question mark, heart, heart, circle. Let's see if we can figure this one out. Question mark, square, square. Let's look at our pattern for a minute. Circle, circle, square, heart, heart, circle, square. I think I'm getting off of the table here. Let me zoom it on over a little bit here. Have you figured them out yet? Circle, circle, square. You got it. Square, heart, heart. Circle, circle. Good job. Square, square, heart. Slide it over so you can see it, heart. So that would be a little bit more difficult sequencing pattern, okay? So now on our paper, we would have to see what the square is and what the circle is. Well, we've already done those, so we know it's hopping on one foot and we know it's also jumping jacks. Well, what if this one was what if that was a question mark? Let's turn it so you can see. If that was our question mark, we would know that that is a heart right there. And now you would have to look and see what the heart shape means. And the heart shape is, where is it on my paper? Not high enough, sorry. There it is right there. Can you see it? 5 side lunges, sorry. Where'd it go? There it is. 5 side lunges on each side, and you want to hold them for 10 seconds. Sorry, I had to look at it because it was too small for me to read. Okay. All right, that was a little bit harder one. So you get to do the ones I've already created for you. And then, see all those? And then on this sheet, I have 3. The first one says, you create a pattern. Then in one of them says someone else can create a pattern. So that could be mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa. And then the very bottom one is you or someone else can create a pattern. Now, it might be kind of hard to do on the computer, but it's very easy to just grab a piece of paper and start doing it. So maybe we have circle, circle, then what? Square. Maybe we don't do another square. Maybe our pattern starts over now. Circle, circle, square. So now what would this one be? This is where our question mark would go. And then we would have circle, square, and so on. All right, so the exercises are pretty self-explanatory. I even put a picture with them. So one of them is jumping jacks, we already talked about. Frog hops, it's just getting down on the floor, squatting down, hands on the floor, and you hop like a frog. Hop on one foot, we talked about. Push-ups, you know how to do push-ups. Curl-ups, you know how to do curl-ups. Make sure your hands are here though, not on your ears. You're gonna do toe touches, just stretching down, touching your toes. Try not to bend your knees, and if you can't touch your toes, remember that's okay, all right? Plank hold, we've done those in class. Kindergartners, if you're unsure of any of these, I have a little picture on there for you, so you can look at the picture or ask mom and dad. Side lunges is just going from side to side, one leg's out straight and the other one's bent. There's a little picture for you to see. And then jogging in place. So those are pretty simple, easy ones for you to do. See if you can create your pattern your sequence and have fun doing it. And you can do it as many times as you want. You can also cut out little shapes like I did, okay, and do them that way on the table. Or maybe the green is for the squares and maybe yellow is for the hearts. You can make your own patterns with colors. You can make your own patterns with shapes. Whatever you have at home. You could even do paper clips and staples and whatever else you might have. All right? So have fun doing your pattern exercises and have fun. Move it, okay? Dancing along. We'll see you next week. Have fun.